putting an end to identity politics. This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Kevin Jackson here. How much of Nancy Pelosi do you believe? How much of the Democrats do you believe now? I asked a question earlier in the broadcast. How many Democrats do you think are now questioning whether they've made the right decision to support that party? We talk a lot about the black vote, how many blacks are going to support Donald Trump in 2018, 2020, what's going to be the temperature of the water, so to speak. We've already got some glimpses of it. Supposedly, Donald Trump's blacks have doubled their support of Trump since the election. What's that number? I don't know, but I've made a prediction that in the 2020 election, Donald Trump will get somewhere between 25 to 30% of the black vote. That is Armageddon for the left. It's coming, Armageddon, but not the way Nancy Pelosi described it. How many Republicans do you believe have shifted from support of Donald Trump and said, you know what, we're not getting what we want from this guy? I know Ann Coulter's been out there going, days since the wall hasn't been built. And as much as I appreciate the wit of Ann Coulter, I can't stand when she's a one-trick pony. Ann Coulter needs to jump off the wall, so to speak, metaphorically, however you want to look at it, because the wall is going to get built. All the things that the left will tell you, he's not going to build the wall, or he's not going to do so-and-so. He's going to allow amnesty for DACA, for illegals. Not true. All nonsense. Fake news narratives. And then there are people out there that want to propagate this stuff. They want to make you believe that. Donald Trump's been the most truthful guy, the most truthful politician in the modern history. The most truthful. I'd love for somebody to tell me who else has told you exactly what he's going to do, and he does it. Now, you may not like the tactics. Donald Trump told everybody, I believe that we need to look at the situation with these DACA kids, and we need to get them into the U.S. They don't understand why they're here. Now, I've been having this philosophical battle with people, some of them internal to my own staff. And they say to me, Kevin, if they put 1 point whatever million DACA people and then they bring over the people and all that, and the way this thing is being described, it's going to change the voting in Texas and blah, 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 and all these other red states. And I said, the Democrats are trying to change that anyway. We should be looking at redistricting and things like that because we control the state legislatures, and we should be taking this up to the Supreme Court. But if you think that DACA is going to be the way to do it, you're mistaken. Donald Trump is going to end, and here it comes, chain migration. I talked earlier about what the left wants to call that now. They got a new cutesy name for chain migration. They call it something like family repositioning or something. It's a cutesy little name. Oh yeah, we're going to bring all these families together, but don't use that name. Don't use the other thing because that's good. That doesn't sound good. Yeah, well, it sounds good enough for me. Family reunification, that's what they call it. Trump's not going to give in on that. There will be no chain migration. There will be no more lottery visas. And there will be a wall. And the left hate it. And the reason why all of these things are going to occur is very simple. Not only do you see that Donald Trump is serious when he says, one, we're going to defund and get rid of Obamacare. I'll ask anybody that's willing to listen. Show me where you've been closer. Did Bush? Well, Bush couldn't have done it. He was pre-Obama. Nobody's done it. We've controlled Congress. Nobody's done it. Trump said he was going to do it, and he's doing it. He said he'd do it day one. He couldn't. But everything else he talked about, taking the teeth out of it, not appropriating funds for this, telling you don't have to get the penalty, and a host of other things are all under the notion that Obamacare is gone. You can call it whatever you want at this point. It's dead. Donald Trump said he was going to pass a tax bill. I want you to understand what this man's been putting up with. A left and a right that didn't want him. Somebody did a tweet that said Donald Trump may be the first president not elected for any party. So while he's fighting off the wolves, in his internal party, the left coming at him, I would say left and right, but left and left, okay, trying to fabricate lies against him, he's marched on. And it's because of that Donald Trump's tax break, think about this. Immediately, companies gave people a bonus. April 15th is coming up. You know what's going to happen? A tsunami of another bonus. Not only are people going to get their check back, you know what they noticed? They noticed right away in their series of paychecks, they got bigger. $40, $50. To some people, that's significant. I know it's not crumbs the way Nancy Pelosi described it. Armageddon's coming. But the problem is the Democrats don't understand it's coming for them. Let's play that clip of Pelosi on taxes.
Democrats are willing partners in that process.
Absolutely. We have been willing partners.
Because they say you're not.
No. Here's their problem. This dark cloud hangs over the Capitol. It's called their tax cut. It's taken us $2 trillion additional into debt. That makes them afraid of incurring any further debt,
right.
So they don't want to spend money on their domestic agenda. Now, what we're fighting for is money for opioids, more money for meeting the needs of our veterans, money for the Biblical Power to Cure, the National Institutes of Health, money for pensions, which are struggling in our country. In addition to that, appropriately dealing with the disaster assistance for Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands, and the other areas affected by the disasters and the hurricanes and the fires.
So then why did you back off the shutdown?
All right, everybody, welcome back. At the very end, you hear Chris Cuomo say, why'd you back off the shutdown? If it added $2 trillion of debt, they're afraid to incur more debt, and you want money for all these issues, and I'm going to get into those issues in just a second, why did you back down? And Pelosi doesn't have an answer. So let's talk about what she talks about. She says the tax cut was Armageddon. And I've already explained. If that's the definition of Armageddon, millions of people want more of it. Every time Pelosi or the Democrats open their mouths, they prove to their constituents just how crazy they are. Pelosi called people getting $1,000 to $3,000 bonuses crumbs. If you think that's not going to bite them in the butt, you wait. The people getting those crumbs appreciate it. The tax cut is that tsunami wave. See, the first wave hit with the tax cuts. It was the earthquake. I should say, that was the groundswell. Because it put money right back into people's pockets immediately through these bonuses and through when the HR departments or the county departments got they said, we can change the W-9s. So people were getting this money back. The second phase is now they're going to have their money coming back in the form of, on April 15th, in the next wave, which is the tsunami wave. And for those who hadn't seen it impact their checks just yet, that's about to occur simultaneously with getting fatter checks back from the government. Their own money. Meanwhile, Pelosi says they don't want to spend money on opioids. Donald Trump made opioids one of his top things he's going to do. And by the way, where was Pelosi on opioids during Barack Obama's administration? Absent. She says they're going to spend more money on veterans. Who do you think cares more about veterans? Donald Trump or Barack Obama? I'll just leave it as rhetorical. She talked about the National Institutes of Health's power to cure, as if money's being drawn away from that. Then she got to the real thing she wants. She wants your money to fund all these Democrat pensions, the California pension, the Illinois pension. All those pension plans are broke. She wants you to fund it. And then finally, she talked about disaster relief, as if Donald Trump hasn't done anything. We did a thing on Puerto Rico where they had things in warehouses where they could have gotten the electricity back on, but they left it off in order to blame Donald Trump. That's what that Puerto Rican mayor did. I believe for San Juan, it was one of the bigger cities. Left people in the cold, left them without electricity, probably, cooking with firewood, in order to make a point. See, that's what the left does. Armageddon's coming, folks. But it's not coming for us. Armageddon will be very selective. Armageddon's coming for the Democrats. There's signs. I don't need to take you through them. We've already been through a lot of them today. The Democrats know they're in big trouble, and every move they currently make is a move of desperation. Every single one. Tax cuts have been good for this country and will continue to be.
He won't stop until he's the top-rated radio talk show host in America.
What kind of weird competitive freak are you?
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.